Here's the Walmart exclusive upgraded suit Spider-Man, which is the suit he is going to use in the upcoming No Way Home movie. Although it comes with a few accessories, it does still look kind of bare because there is an empty space at this section of the clamshell, as it doesn't come with any BAF part. The back of the box is yellow, just like the other two No Way Home Spideys. The bio is extremely short for this one. Here's the side of the box, and the side of the box is similar with the rest of the characters from the Spider-Man No Way Home movie. Here's the top of the box with the movie Spidey logo, just like the other two Spidey figures. And here's the bottom of the box. Here's the figure on the clamshell, and like I said, it's kind of bare over here because there's nothing. There's no BAF to fill up that space or something. Here's the cardboard. At the back of the box is the slanted spider logo. The web line goes across at the back of the figure. Let's get this Spidey out. The figure comes with a pair of gripping hands, web shooting hands, masked head, unmasked Peter Parker head, and also a piece of web line. This web line is very similar to the ones that we've gotten with the comic version, except that the new one is kind of transparent, unlike the older version, which is more whitish in color. It is exactly the same with this triangular end, and also the curved end at the other side. For the web line, this triangular part is for the figure to hold on to it, but I think I've seen better customs for the webbing. So this webbing is kind of like, meh. And it's also kind of funny for him to be holding on to the webbing like this. I think this is a better way for the figure to hold the webbing, but yeah, I think getting a custom webbing is definitely better. The Peter Parker head is exactly the same as the one that came with the 10th year anniversary 2-pack with Mark 50. There is only a slight difference in the shade of brown of the hair, but that's it. At the very least, they did not use this Peter Parker head from the other 2-pack. The new one definitely has more likeness to Tom Holland. The amount of accessories that this figure comes with is decent, but I still wonder why Hasbro doesn't give any wall crawling hands for any of the movie Spidey figures. At a glance, you might think that this is exactly the same as the earlier version, but there are definitely some differences between them. Here are a few of the cosmetic differences. The spider logo having more white outline compared to the previous version. The difference in design at the waist area. The difference in design at the elbow area. At the back, difference at the waist area as well. And also that this part is actually painted silver. Unlike the previous figure, which is simply black all the way, together with the rest of the black parts. Actually, for that silver line, it is not just at the back, it is also at the front as well. Quite subtle but obvious enough. If you look carefully, you can see the silver line goes all the way along the border of the red part of the body. The previous version has the whole feet in red color, but for the newer one, it has the black parts at the front and at the back. And also at the bottom, it is totally black as well, unlike the previous version, which is red. But the most important difference is that for the first version, it has texture on all of the black parts. You can see clearly at the thigh, at the arms, and at the torso as well. It has the texture. Yeah, this one, the paintwork is quite bad for mine, at the spider logo part. For the new upgraded suit, it is simply black without the texture. So, this upgraded suit is actually a downgrade in terms of the texture of the figure. But honestly, it doesn't look that bad. One thing different about the pack is that for the new figure, the red is actually different in shade compared to the body. But for the previous version, the red ball pack is the same as the body. One thing to point out while the head is off is that the sculpt of the web lines on the body is actually slightly different. You can see the gap of the web lines on the neck is wider compared to the web lines on the neck, which is closer together for the new one. Even on the chest and the abs is slightly different. Here there are more web lines compared to the new one. So yeah, just a minor difference, and one that is actually not really obvious, but yeah, there is a difference in the sculpt of the web lines on the body. Same goes at the back. there is a difference. The gap between the web lines on the new one is narrower. The gap at the web lines on the previous figure is wider. The white paintwork on the legs of the spider logo of the new figure is also thicker compared to the previous version. The legs over here are almost like a line compared to this one, which has thicker paintwork on the legs. Articulation. It still has the neck hinge joint. It isn't updated to the new one, so it's able to look up this high, down, and all around. Arms up this high, bicep swivel, double hinge elbow joint, wrist hinge joint, and also swivel. The arms rotate all around as usual. Shoulder butterfly joints allow the hands to go in front this much and go back this much. The ab crunch can bend forward this much to the front and this much to the back. Waist swivel, able to do this amount of split, this amount of frontal split, this much to the front, double hinge knee joint, thigh swivel, and ankle hinge and ankle pivot. The articulation on both the previous and the newer figure is the same, except that the newer figure is able to do a wider split compared to the previous one. The newer one is also able to do a wider frontal split, or I like to call it the Van Damme split. Just slightly wider. For some comparison, here's how he lines up to the Homecoming Spidey, his original costume, Iron Spider, and another Homecoming Spidey. All of them are about the same height, but they have different body mold. Except for these two, of course, they are the same, except that this one has the retooled jacket arms. Here's Mark 85 and Worthy cap. Here's the retro Spidey. And if Venom were to make an appearance, he's definitely a good size bigger than Tom Holland's Spidey. The upgraded suit is very similar to the Far From Home suit. There is only a few minor design differences, but of course, this figure comes with the Peter Parker head and also a piece of webline, compared to the previous figure which only got the web shooting hands. I still don't get why the movie Spideys don't have the wall crawling hands up until now. And this figure is also missing the detailed texture of the Far From Home suit, but I guess overall on his appearance he still looks okay. What do you guys think of this figure? Would you get it or would you pass because the Far From Home suit is close enough to this upgraded suit? Is it really an upgrade? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. You can check out my review playlist or my bootleg playlist over here.